Today we got David, who did very well at Brisbane's offline One Piece regional. David, what were you playing and what were your matchups like?
So for the event, I was playing a Yamato, but I dubbed it as Sky Fortress.
Oh, Sky Fortress, interesting.
Yep. So throughout the weekend, I played against 4 Sakazuki, 2 Moria, 2 Or, a Kata. Might be missing something here, but that's roughly most of the.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good spread, huh? Good spread,
so
yeah.
Into top 8, I played against 2 Warriors, unfortunately. So I did win the first one in the top 16 and unfortunately lost in the top 8.
So where did you land in the end? Was it top 8, right?
Yep.
Nice. Nice, congrats, man. All right, tell us about your deck list.
So as you know, Yamato, we like to swing big and smash. So obviously you want to run four copies of an army. It's pretty standard in the list. Obviously if you have space to get it, you get so much value off double swing. But unfortunately for me this weekend, I didn't play it once. It was a trigger a couple of times, but I would say 80% of the time it was a 1k counter. So next up we have 4 copies of Izo, which is pretty standard as well. It's a good 2k counter. It also has a second effect which allows you to rest things. So if you want to go aggressive, if they play a blocker really early on and we want to rest that, we can do that and then potentially swing for 7 if we're on the 5 turn.
On that curve, yeah.
Yep. Again, Hody Jones, staple card.
Broken.
Absolutely busted this whole weekend. You'll find that Hody just outs everything. Solves your problems, leader effect, gives it 10, like up to 10k swing.
Sabo doesn't matter, eh?
Yep, nothing matters. It also helped a lot of the time, because of the way this deck variant is played, you're happy to play Kid a bit earlier and not go to 0 life. So playing Hody after you've secured the Kid, you get a card out of it as well. So it's not always like just playing Hody down just to rest things. You also get a card, it's a big swing, and then he's also protected by Kid as well.
Yeah.
So we're going on to the Sky Island part of my deck, which is the unique part, I guess. So the first thing I start off with here is the 2 copies of Isa. Yep, 2 copies of Isa. There's not really much reasoning behind this besides that it is a Sky Island card that can be searched offshore, and it is a 2k counter. So I wanted to go with consistency with my build here with the Sky Island package, and this was just a perfect fit. You could also run Conus, but I just found potential in playing this if I needed to, but I've never had to. So just 2 copies of the 2k here. Pretty standard. Up next is the 4 copies of Shura. Shura searches all your Sky Island things. It gets you cards when you need it, and it searches out your events when it's free trigger off life. It's amazing.
I think I saw you trigger it maybe once or twice off life in one match. Yeah.
It's actually amazing, like just a free card.
Yeah.
Just a free card, and it just like connects all your pieces, especially for when you play the Ohm, which is pretty standard. So a lot of the matches we do run 4/4, obviously. So what's good about Shura, it fixes this combo. So if you don't want to risk just playing Ohm, sometimes you don't want to play Ohm and try to get a free dog. You always want to get one of the other pieces to guarantee a free dog.
Yeah.
So obviously get a more chance of getting that free dog, because like you get so much value if you can just get it out of like the combo, but if you get a free dog out of the deck, it's just even better.
Yeah.
Continuing with that Sky Island package, we got Satori, 2k counter, can't complain, free body, being 5 costs as well. It's very difficult to remove with a lot of decks early on as well if you get a trigger. I'm very fortunate to be very lucky against my Sakazuki matches, and he just came out early and he was wrecking.
Wow,
he was wrecking.
Was that trigger from life?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Just coming out, this card bricks in your hand, and it's a body that like just does so many things. So the next couple of events are pretty standard. So we do have Amaru. Amaru just works with the leader so well. You're happy to go down in life. If they're on 3, you essentially play this, give something, and that 2 Don can be, that 2 rested Don with the leader effect is just on anything for free.
Yeah.
So again, these are Sky Island events as well, and you can search them offshore, so the consistency is there. The Disappear event, 0 costs, again, searchable. Trigger if you like. We do have a lot of non-counter cards in the deck, being Hody, Ace later on, kids as well, and then as well as like just the other events. If you got like too many in hand, this like frees it up as well, so you don't have to discard cards with counter for it. It definitely helps with protecting your kid, and if you just got a bunch of bricks in your hand, this like gets you there. The next card I have in the deck is Elthor. It is nice, but the playstyle with this deck is you don't mind going down low, and if they're relatively healthy, which I found is in a lot of matchups, they're hovering on like 3 life if they're 5 life leaders. This card's very iffy. I think going forward, if I were to continue playing this deck, these were the first things I would replace. I think it was lackluster all weekend. I didn't get it as a trigger. If I had it in hand, it sort of puts you in a weird spot where you have to pay for this now and leave that one Don up. Whereas Yamato, you really want to spend all your Don effectively and get in like nice big swings and just use all your Don. And leaving one up, like, it's just very awkward in that spot, and especially against 5 life leaders. Like, you're seeing so many geckos, Uda's coming up now as well, and it's just like it's very hard to get them down low enough to make this value. Yep, so the next part is Ace. I run 3 copies. I found that the deck very much likes to go down to 2 health, and you can play around that 2 health area. And baiting people on your 5 Don turn, if you're going first, swing 5 with lead, and then if they have a blocker, they'll be like, okay, I'll counter out. And then you just drop this, chuck your 2 free Don on it, and he's a 9k beater. And it's just extremely hard to deal with just because of the attack base itself at 7k. Not a lot of things are swinging into that for value, and being 5 cost as well. It takes a few things to get rid of it. And in like the matchups against Saka and Moria, like if they Ice Age this, you're so happy. Like it came down, it did its job, and now they've wasted the Ice Age, and you can play your bigger guys safely now. So we're done with the Sky Island portion. Now we're up to the Fortress part. The green kids. So this was absolutely my MVP against Moria, surprisingly. Now, I have to thank my friends for helping me test the night prior to the top 8 cut, and we just figured that having this combo, Kid along with Rosinante, going into the Moria matchup is extremely difficult for them to remove. It won me my top 16 match cleanly and convincingly with this combo. They had to have way too many cards just to effectively get rid of this, or they can only get rid of this alone and hope for the best next turn. And after testing with my mates, last night, this was the key to winning against Moria, regardless of what anyone thinks. It's so hard for them to remove it. So alongside with that, I play 6 blockers only. So Rosinante and 2 copies of Gunfall. Now Gunfall just came out in EB01, and the plus side is he's a Sky Island card as well. So I'm getting off Shura. He also gets played with Kid. Unfortunately, he does get popped, but if he does get popped, he's done his job. But the main thing is you want to protect kids against big swings, and this guy's perfect. The benefit on top is that if the opponent is low enough, so he's like 1 or less life, he does have a second effect which lets you pop a 3 cost. So you could potentially pop like Heenas on the board for free, or just small like searches and stuff like that might potentially go back into life, like Hioris and stuff like that as well.
Counter the swarm with
and then against like RP laws, it gets rid of like Shiraya as well, Chopper, like the 3 cost blockers that stop you from doing things with only a 3 cost as well.
So you mentioned you'd cut out the L4. What would you put instead?
I think cutting out L4 for potentially like another Amaru. I found like I really wanted to see Amaru a lot more in a lot of games. It just gives you another option besides relying on Hody sometimes. And it's like your key to getting through a 4-cost blocker sometimes is Izo, Amaru, or Hody. And I think increasing the odds of getting Amaru just helps if you can't see Hody and Izo. Izo being 3 costs is expensive to play as well, as well as like sacrificing a 2k counter. I think my changes would be like taking the 2 L4s out, maybe running an extra 2k and an extra Amaru on top of it instead of those.
Nice. Well, congratulations, man, on your top 8 finish. And we'll most likely be seeing you again with some new spice, hopefully in set 7.
Hopefully. Thanks for having me.